Well, hey everybody, this is Colson-Eyre, your future executive senior sales director, boss babe, mama cheetah. And today is July the 19th, 2020. And we are going to be going over some things today. And some of you, I'll just go ahead and warn you, some of you may think that it is a little monotonous, but I've always thought, I wish, like, there's different things I think I wish I had that I don't have to repeat myself 400 times. And so I have been very proud of myself for doing some different videos, like, for example, how to set up your personal website. So now when a new consultant signs up, we've talked about that on here, and I just go here, watch this short video. It'll tell you how to set it up, or how to use the Skin Analyzer app. And so we talked about that. And now last week, we talked about how to do your preferred customer program. So I can just send that out. And so once you do it once, if the rules don't change, you can just go back and review even. And so tonight I thought, okay, if you were to ask any of y'all, I would almost 100% say that none of y'all, including me, could really go through from Mary Kay Beauty Consultant all the way up to Executive National Sales Director and tell exactly what the percentages are and what you make and the bonuses. So having said that, I mean, my goal is to become a national, and I do know some of them, but I don't really know all of them, because I think in your mind, you think, I don't really have to know all that, because once I get there, I'll figure that out. However, you know what? I went over with a consultant once that had a team, and she was a little hesitant about going into DIQ. But when I showed her on paper what she could make as a sales director versus what she's making as a beauty consultant with a team, she was like, well, it only makes sense. I'm already doing the work. I might as well get paid. I said, right. And then she went ahead and did it and became a sales director. And so it was just like, you make about 3 times as much as a sales director. And so what I'm going to do, and some of this stuff you already know, so I'm not going to go in great detail. And a lot of it is repetitive, and I'm not going to repeat. I'm going to say, in addition to everything, you also get this. Okay, so a lot of it goes from the very beginning, like all the way up to national sales director. You still make 50% on your products that you sell. Okay, which, by the way, is the highest commission of anything I'm going to talk about. So selling is the heart of our business, and then building your team, that's where the fun begins as well. So you really want to do both. And so as I do this tonight, I want you to think about just maybe one thing you learned about how to make money in Mary Kay that you did not know before tonight. Okay. And the great thing is, I am using the advanced brochure. I went through and kind of highlighted some things on it, but let me just go ahead and tell you now how to find this brochure on InTouch. Okay. So all you're going to do is you're going to go to marykaintouch.com, and you're going to click on the top where it has a search button, the top right, and you're just going to type in the word advance, or you can type in advanced brochure, and then there it is, and you can pull this right up, and I'll show you that in a minute as well. Okay. And then I've got a little special guest. Mary Kay has a little word for y'all too. I found this cute video that we're gonna that I'm gonna show y'all as well, and it's about 3 minutes on Mary Kay and why she even came up with the idea of forming more units. Because when Mary Kay started, there was just one unit. That was Mary Kay's unit. She was the director, and everybody else was the consultant. And how she decided to go ahead and form other, have requirements for directors and form units, and how that started. So I think you'll enjoy that as well. I've seen the video, but it's been a long time since I've seen it. And it just makes a lot of sense how you could grow when you do teams of teams and units of units and things like that. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay. And I am going to, this is the advanced brochure. And this is what it'll look like when you pull it up with Mary Kay. Okay. And this is current as of July the 1st, 2020. So it is sometimes they change the rules during the middle of the year, and, but this is like fresh off the market. Okay. So if you have an old one, some of your information may not be exactly right. So you always want to make sure you look in the new brochure, and you can order this brochure. You used to could anyway off of the FedEx link, like if you go to MK Connections, and then there's a place that shows the vendors, and FedEx is one of them, maybe Office Depot too, and you can print this out. Okay, so anyway, this is the brochure, and this is it at a glance, but we're going to just skip that and we're going to go right along with it. So the first thing I just want to tell you is just a couple of little things that apply to just to everybody in Mary Kay. Okay, so first of all, you know, new consultants come in and this whole thing of active and inactive and wholesale and retail, it confuses people. And you know what? It's okay, because if you never sold anything before and you've never been in a business, terminology is something you need to just kind of figure it out. What does that mean? And it has changed through the years. And so right now, an independent beauty consultant who's considered active is someone who's ordered $225 wholesale, which is $450 retail, in a calendar month. In the month they do it in, it makes them active that month and the next 2 months, whether they order on the first day of the month or the last day of the month. So for example, if someone ordered on June 30th, okay, they ordered a 225, then they're active. That's 1 month active, which is A1. And they're going to be active June, July, and August. And even though they placed the order the very last day of the month, that counts. Okay. So I usually just say it's the month you place it in and the next 2 months. That way it makes it real easy. And anytime you do a 225, it just reactivates you. Some of us, we order every single month. So I don't even, that's one thing that I never even worry about, because I always order because I always need new product. Okay. So anyone that's active gets a 50% discount on your order. And you have the earned discount privilege, which means after you're active, you don't have a minimum order. You can order any size order and get 50% off. So that month that you do the 225, that month and the next 2 months, you can order any size order as many times as you want. And you could also use the customer delivery service, where a customer might order just a $50 order, which would just be 25 wholesale, and you can send it to her as long as you have a website and ProPay set up. So that's a big deal. And there's nothing else I'm going to tell you tonight that is a higher percentage than 50%. So you want to take advantage of selling our products, obviously, because you can't stay active and you can't move up and you can't do all this other stuff if you're not an active beauty consultant. Okay. So I want to say that first. I also want to mention this. This is interesting that on the very first page of this advanced brochure, it talks about spouses. Because you may, just to cover this real, it's not that important, but let's say you're trying to get in your red jacket or become a director and you want to recruit your husband. You can. The only thing is it doesn't count on career path status. And so it says spouses may be independent beauty consultant. However, once a spouse becomes a director, the other spouse is not eligible to become a director. So there can't be two directors in a household. Like Brad can't be a director. I know he wants to be, but he can't. He has to be my recruit, right? And you don't get paid on your spouse. All right. But they can run two independent businesses, but you don't get paid on. But it just doesn't move you up towards your red jacket or senior consultant or anything else. It is a recruit if they want to do it. Why would someone do this? Well, most people do it for tax purposes. That way, if they both go to seminar, you can write off 100% of everything because they're both, active with the company, or, beauty consultants with the company. Okay. Let's talk about another thing. Great start qualified team members. We talk about, that's a term we use a lot in Mary Kay. This started last year and we are continuing to use that term, a great start qualified team member. And just to remind you, it is anyone that signs up in the company and within her first 4 months in Mary Kay, the first month being the month she signs her agreement, she does a $600 wholesale order, cumulative, whether it's all at once or whether it's broken up into 2 or 3 orders. Once she does that, she is a great start qualified team member. And so, for example, I just had a gal that she came in last month and she did a $300 order, around the 300 wholesale. That's her first order. So then July, she just did another one. Now she is a great start qualified team member. And she got a bonus. And we'll talk about the bonuses in a minute. So I just want you to kind of get that in your head. What is a great start qualified team member? It's someone that joined the company And then within their first 4 months, they have a cumulative of $600 in wholesale orders to the company. Okay. Now, commissions and bonuses, they're paid twice a month on the 1st and the 15th, according to who you are. There's an immediate bonus payment, and the immediate bonus payments are paid up to 3 days. So once my new team member that just ordered on, I think it was Friday, she became Great Start qualified, that's going to give me a bonus, and Mary Kay is going to pay me that in 1 to 3 business days. It'll be put in my account. However, you have to have, if you look right, y'all may this probably be too smart for everybody to see, but you have to have a direct deposit already set up with the company or a prepaid wire card. And if you do, you'll have it in 1 to 3 days. If you do not, it'll take 7 to 10 business days, and they will send you a prepaid wire card, and then the money will be on there. Okay. So on new consultants, I know for a fact that it comes up as soon as you sign up. It'll pop up there and say, set up your direct deposit. And a lot of new consultants don't do it because they think, why? But you may want to go ahead and do that, because then when you get this new team member and you get a $100 bonus or a $50 bonus, it can go immediately into your account, which is pretty awesome. Then you have mid-month commissions. This is directors and consultants. Directors get the mid-month commissions, and this is a mid-month commission is earned by a director who has at least $1,000 of wholesale production in her unit by the 15th of the month. And if they do, then they get 13% of that, and it's paid on the first day of the month. Otherwise, all other commissions and bonuses are paid on the 15th. All right. So just so you knew that. So some of you that have teammates and they order, you won't get that commission until the 15th of the next month. All right. And then, Mary Kay, they have different codes, your A1, A2, and this has changed a little bit, but it's not that hard once you get it straight in your mind. They have N1, N2, N3. That means new consultant that have not ordered yet. So N1 is the month they sign up. N2 is the second month. N3 is the third month. And then you have active A1, A2, A3. A1 is when they order, at least 225. A2 is the second month, and A3 is the third month. Anytime they do 225, it starts over as an A1, all right? Then you have I1. That's an inactive consultant. Inactive is, you have I1, 2, and 3. That's when they have not done a 225 in either if it's been over, like the 4th month that they haven't done it, they're inactive the first month. All right, it's kind of confusing, but basically after A3, if it's the A3 in your 3rd month of being active and you don't order, then you turn into an inactive your 1st month, and then 2nd month, 3rd month. All right, then it goes to T. You're terminated, but you're not all the way dead. T1 is your 1st month of not placing a 225 in at least 6 months. Okay, after this month, if you don't order on the T1 month and you have team members, you lose them. You lose them. They just go to the unit, and there's no recruiter, and you don't get paid on them. So you don't really want that to happen. I've had that happen to some of my people right now. They went on to become sales directors, and their recruiter does not get commission on them because they terminated at some point. So you want to watch that. And all the directors, we let you know. We try to remind you, this is your T1 month. You need to place an order, or you'll lose your team members. Okay. And then it has T2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And this means that you have not placed a 225 in, either 7, 8, 9, 10, or 11 months. And then there's a T7, and that's the last month. It says it's been 12 months since you have placed an order, and you must place an order by the end of that month to keep that same unit number, same consultant number. And if you don't, then you'll have to sign back up as a new consultant. And then there's an XA. That means you're no longer a consultant, and then you're not even on our list. So that's that. And then there's a little glossary of terms. We're going to actually kind of go over these, so I'm not going to go over these right now. The only one that's kind of a new term that most of you may have not heard this term is called second tier team. And this is the personal team members of your personal team members. Okay, so it's your recruits. We used to call them recruits. They call them team members now. It probably does sound better. Okay, all right. So let's just start off. And like I say, some of this, you're going to say, hey, I already know all that stuff. It's fine. But we're going to start off with the new beauty consultants, the incentives that Mary Kay has. And these are incentives in addition to your 50%. Okay, so like when people are new, and this will be a good video. Maybe you have a new consultant and you need to explain to her a couple things. So this may help you later. You can share it with her. So there's the first thing I want to tell you about is the color look, and this is where a new consultant can get a free color look for her. It's over $130 of products, and it's when her initial $600 order is accepted by the company within 15 days of the day she signs up. So 15 days, if she does at least a 600 on her very first order, she's going to get a free color look from Mary Kay if it's 600 or more. And what is that for? She can sell it and make $130. Most new consultants, guess what they do? They open it up and use it, because a lot of new consultants don't have a whole color look. And it's good for new consultants to wear Mary Kay, because then people say, well, what are you using? They go, oh, this is, and they have their whole look that they can use for their parties and everything else. And so that is within their first 15 days. That's why if you are a consultant and you get a team member, you really need to discuss their inventory options with them, and introduce them to your sales director immediately, so she has time to figure out how she's going to do her very first order. Because, like, let's say you don't really talk to them about this, and you don't introduce it to your sales director, and they don't have any information, and by the time they hear about it, it's like the 13th day, and then they really, they don't even have time to really figure it out. So the sooner you could talk to your new team member about inventory and the options and the bonuses, the better. So there's two different tiers of bonuses for new consultants. One is called the Ready, Set, Sell. And that is just the difference is this is your very first order. It's not your cumulative order. It's not all the orders you do in a month. It's just your first one, the first one they do. And that's called Ready, Set, Sell. And with that one, you get a bonus as a new consultant. And it's within your first month or your second month. Now, if you do it within 15 days, of course, you get the $130 color look. But if you don't, as long as it's in your first or your second month, the first month is the month you sign up, no matter what day of the month it is, and the second month is the second month, okay? And so if you do at least a $600 order, okay, now you can do a $225, but if you do at least a $600, your very first order, then you start getting, they call them Ready, Set, Sell Ultimate Bundles. And the Ultimate Bundle is $158 suggested retail for each bundle. And you can get one for $600, two for $1,200, all the way up to 6 bundles for a $3,600 order, which is awesome. So that's the max. That's maxing it out if you got 6 bundles. And so that's almost $1,000. I'm not going to even sit here and add it up because I don't say wrong. So whatever that is, you add it up. And someone in the chat can say what it is or get out the brochure. Okay, then after your very first order, no matter if you complete this, maybe you did a 600, maybe you didn't. Then it kicks into the Ready, Set, Keep selling. And with this, you actually can get another 6 product bundles up to $110 a piece. Not $158, a little bit less, but $110 every time you hit a $600 order. And this doesn't have to be all in one order. It can be a $225 and then a $100 order and then another, $175 until it adds up to 6. And when it adds up to 6, then you get a $110 bonus. All right. And you can get up to 6 of those. So like literally, let me tell you what you could do. You could come in the company and do a 3,600 and get 6 $158 bundles. Then you could turn right around if you wanted to, like the next day or the next month, and do another 3,600 and get another $660 of product. 6 Ready, Set, Keep selling bundles. So that's a pretty good deal. And I've had women that did that came in with a Emerald Star, which is a 3,600, and then they went on and in their first 4 months, they ordered an additional 3,600. So they maxed out all the free stuff that Mary Kay could give them as far as the Ready, Set, Sell bundles. Okay. And so Mary Kay keeps up with that. There is an app, and it's our Great Start app, and it actually tells them how much more they need for their next bundle. And so it's pretty easy for them to figure out, a new consultant, or for you to figure out. There's also reports that have it on there. You can always ask your director how much, but also when you order, there's a little box that says, if you order $110 more or whatever it is, you can get a bundle. And so you can add a little bit more to it, and then it'll just come right there on your order form, and you get to pick which bundle you want. Okay. So that's the Ready, Set, Sell. That's the Ready, Set, Keep selling. And this little program just goes on For every single new team member you get, that's the program they're doing right now. Okay, and then there's the Ready Set. There's the Great Start team building product bundles that she can get. And we talked about this. I can't even remember when it was. Oh, it was at the director's meeting, and someone did not really realize this. And they're like, she goes, "You're telling me?" I said, "That's what I'm telling you." So let's just go over this real quick. If you, it says when a new beauty consultant, this is a new beauty consultant, and she adds a new team member in her first 4 months, in the business, she can earn 2 Great Start team building bonuses, which would be $220. Okay. When her new consultant becomes Great Start qualified, no limits. So what that means is a brand new beauty consultant. Number one, y'all know about the besties that they got right now. So they have 3 vouchers they can get people in for $25 off. Anyway, once they sign somebody up, if she does at least a $600 order cumulative in her whole first 4 months in the business, then that new consultant is going to get $220 in free products. Free products. On her next order, it'll just pop up and they'll say, pick your 2 bundles free. Isn't that great? No limit. So if she got, let's say she got 10 new recruits in her first 4 months. People do that all the time. Not all the time, but people have done it. Then that would be, over $2,000 in free product that you could sell and make 100% profit on. 100%. In addition to that, every person that new beauty consultant gets, and not whether they're new, this includes consultants, new consultants, senior consultants, red jackets, team leaders, elite team leaders, you get a $50 bonus. So that's for all of us, not just new people. The new people that recruit, they get the bonuses of the free product. That's the difference, okay? So let's move on. A sales director at any time that gets a new consultant that does a qualified, Great Start qualified order, she gets a $100 cash bonus. So like my personal team member that just did that, then I will get a $100 cash bonus. As a consultant, you get a $50 cash bonus. All right. Then they have a unit development bonus, and this is for a sales director. So if a sales director gets 4 women in her unit, not just personal, but just her consultants, anybody in her unit that becomes Great Start qualified, then she gets a $400 bonus. And after that, up to 10, she gets an extra $100. So she can max that out at 10 Great Start qualified unit members every month. They get a $1,000 bonus. All right. That's pretty good money there. Okay, then you have the Star Consultant Program. And a lot of y'all know about the Star Consultant Program, but if you're new, it may be a little foreign language, And I always think about the military where they talk about, they have all these things and you have no idea what they're talking about. Like I know recently I sent a text, and I said, don't forget to register for your PCP. And I had a bunch of new consultants go, what's PCP? Didn't that wasn't that a drug or something? It probably is, but I said, oh, Preferred Customer Program. We have acronyms or initials for everything too. So anyway, a Star Consultant Program is when you do 1,800 wholesale in a quarter. And the quarters, if you can see this chart, it's like the one we're in right now. It started June 16th and it ends September 15th. And then it's September 16th to December 15th, etc. So they start the middle of the month, end the middle of the month, and it's a three months, so a quarter. And once you do at least 1,800 wholesale, it don't have to be all at once, can be, 18 orders, $100, however you want to do it, then you are a Star Consultant. And then you can add to your Star Consultant by additional orders, or right here, you get a $600 credit on your Star. After you have to at least have 1,800 in yourself, but then you get a $600 credit for every Great Start qualified team member that you have that actually joins in the quarter and does her Great Start order in the quarter. So like if my girl that just was Great Start qualified, I don't remember if she joined after June 16th or before, but let's say she joined June 13th and then she became Great Start qualified. Well, she's not going to count for this quarter for me, unfortunately, but that's just how it goes. So anyway, when they sign up in the quarter, you want to help them get Great Start qualified in that quarter if you can. That makes you have a little bit better prize on the Star. So then you can see that a Sapphire is 1,800, Ruby's 2,400 credits, diamond is 3,000, emerald is 36, pearl is 48, and then you can just keep going up to the 96. And I know a lot of you are star consultants, and it's a lot of fun to win those. So kind of keep up with that and see where you are. You don't want to miss a prize by $1, right? And then they have the all-star program we talked about last week, about if you're a 4-quarter star and you get extra prizes. Like right now, they get the Ted Baker bags, which are beautiful. And then they have every year, they have a year-long challenge, and that's anyone that does a 600 in the month, they get a prize. And so the prize this month are these beautiful earrings called Start with a Bang. Aren't they pretty? So these are the ones for a 600 for this particular month of July. Okay, so now that I've explained that, then I'm not going to have to explain all that again, but you'll see where you'll see this theme all the way through it. So as a beauty consultant, you get the 50% profit. You get a $50 team building cash bonus that we just talked about for new Great Start qualified team members. You get to earn year-long challenges like the 600 with the 600. This is called Create a Chain Reaction. That's the theme this year. You get to go have eligible to be in the Queen's Court of Sherry and the Consultant Queen's Court of Sales. You're eligible to go to seminar and career conference. You will get the monthly issues of Applause magazine, and you're eligible to wear the Mary Kay pin. That's just a beauty consultant, okay? Then the senior beauty consultant is when you have 1 or 2 active personal team members. And we've already talked about what active is, when they do at least a 225. So let's say you have 10 women that you've signed up and they bought kits and nobody ordered. You're not a senior beauty consultant yet. They have to order to make them active, okay? So you want to help them. You want to help them sell something or figure out how to get some inventory, okay? So you get the 50%, and then in addition, you get 4% commission on what your 1 or 2 active beauty consultants on your team have ordered in that month. And so you get paid on the 15th of the next month. So let's say they ordered $1,000, and that's going to give you a $40 check, okay? So that's not bad, all right? And so then, of course, you get the team building bonus of $50 that we already talked about anytime you get a new one, right? That becomes Great Start qualified. And then you get the same as a beauty consultant, but you get to wear the senior consultant pin. And it, you know, in our unit, we used to do this thing called black and white club. So they would wear like the black skirts and the white tops and a black jacket until they got in their red jacket. And it is prestigious to get at least 1 or 2, right? To be a senior. Everybody can be a senior. Mary Kay said every single person that ever joins Mary Kay at least could be a senior consultant and get 1 team member. Because everybody at least knows 1 girl that liked to make some extra money if you try. Okay, the next is Star Team Builder, and we also call them red jackets. Okay, it's just a term. We call them the red jackets, and it's because at this level you get to order a beautiful red jacket from Mary Kay, and you wear them at all your events, and everybody knows you're in red and you're in leadership in Mary Kay. And this is someone with 3 or 4 active team members. And with that, your commission actually goes up. So you're going to get 4, 6, or 8%. Now, this is something that's kind of new, and some of you may not understand it, but it's based on how much your personal order and your team's order is. Like your order counts in this. Now, you only get paid on your team member's order, but your order counts toward telling you how much your percentage is. So if the total team, you and your team members, order less than $1,000, you get a 4% check. But if it's $1,000 to $1,799.99, you get a 6% check. And if it's $1,800 or more, you get an 8% check. So let's say you, as a consultant, you always order 600 every single month. So if your team does at least $400 altogether, then you're going to get a 6% commission check. If your team does, if you do a 600 and your team does at least 1,200, then you're going to get an 8%. Or maybe you don't order at all and you get a new consultant that comes in with 1,800. Well, you get an 8%. Isn't that awesome? So look at that. Look at what your team has ordered. There are reports on that on Mary Kay, and you can see when you click on production, you can see your team and what they've ordered. And that way, don't miss that by $1. Like let's say your team has done $1,750, $1,795. We'll get you another little order in there so you can get, an 8% commission check, because that's a lot more than, that's double of that 4, right? So you also get the the team building bonus, just like you do as a beauty consultant. The biggest thing here is you do get to wear the red jacket. You do get a 50% discount on your red jacket order. When you order, it's 50% off. So isn't that great? And then you also get to wear the team builder enhancer around your pin. All right, that's the extra things. Okay, the next is team leader, and this is your still red jacket because you're still in red, and this is where you have 5 to 7 team members, 5 to 7, and this one your commission goes up to a minimum of 9% on everybody on your team, and then it can go up to 13%. So it's a little different on this. On this one with the Star Team Builder, it's based on how much your orders go in for your team. But on this one, it's a little bit different because to get the 13% check, which you want to do, that is what I always get is 13%. 2 things have to happen. One is 5 of your team members have to order at least $225 in a calendar month, and you have to do a $600. Okay, so if a girl does at least $100, that don't count. I mean, you get paid on it, but that don't count as one of your 5. It has to be at least a $225. So what is the easiest way to make sure this happens every month is to get more than 5 people, because anybody knows that all 5 don't order every single month. That does not happen. So it's better if once you're a team leader to go ahead and increase that and get you 2, 3, 4 more so that you'll have a better chance of having 5 that order in a month. And then you get a 13% check. Okay. On this one, the only new thing of your bonuses is that you have the team leader pin enhancer. And then the higher commission. All right. And then the next one is elite team leader. And this used to be called future executive senior sales director. And on this one is really the same as a team leader, except for you have 8 or more active team members and you get to wear the elite team leader pin. And it's a very prestigious thing. So like at different seminars and career conferences, there's different classes you'll get to attend. And I just love that. I like that title change too. Okay, then you have the DIQ program. Now this one is the one that a lot of you might be interested in going into. So I'm going to take a break from this particular share and I'm going to play this little video of Mary Kay and why she thought it was important to start having units, like instead of her just having one big massive unit. Okay, so let me just pull that up. Okay, let me just get this up here.
When we first began, Mary Kay's original goal was to build one single successful unit, because our attitude was that if we could build one and it was successful, then we could build 2. And if we could build 2, we could build 10. And if we could build 10, we could build 100.
This is her son talking.
And so with a small organization of about 10 people when we first opened our doors, Mary Kay spent that first year diligently building one successful Mary Kay unit. At the end of about a year, she had 125 unit members. And so the consultants in Fort Worth would say, Mary Kay, come train us. And so Mary Kay would go to Fort Worth and hold a sales meeting there, and then race back to Dallas to hold a nighttime sales meeting for the working girls here. And she'd have a hostess contest going in Tyler Longview. And when they got 8 or 10 hostesses, which were prospective recruits together, then Mary Kay would run to Tyler Longview. And pretty soon Mary Kay found herself passing herself going. And that really sparked Mary Kay sitting down and writing down the requisites to director qualification. Because it's a logical thought. She just thought, what would a proficient consultant in Fort Worth have to do to prove that she had the ability to take my place in Fort Worth?
You're here today because you have a unique vision for success, a vision that can be yours. I don't know where you are in your career right at this moment, but I do know that you are sitting where those who achieve greatness in our company have sat. As directors in Mary Kay Cosmetics, you are without a doubt the most important people in our company. You see, the consultants under your care look to you for direction, for their ideals, for their image. And the customers who come in contact with you look to you for direction also. A woman in our company who has attained directorship has earned the right to be there. And as she goes through life, other people watch her, emulate her, look at her, and she, to those people, is the company. And so it's very important that we keep the image of leadership at all times. As I see our new directors emerge from time to time, I have the feeling that this is the new generation. It is the future of our company, because these are the people who will lead many, many consultants to success in their careers. I am sure in my own mind that new talent is coming forth all the time, and that the best is yet to come.
I love that video. I love anytime I can see Mary Kay. And when I watched it, I thought, you know, it's a big deal. If you decide that's what you'd like to do and go into DIQ and become a sales director, it's a big deal. And it's really what Mary Kay wanted us to do, as far as to help build the company and have more of her. Because some people will never, you know, but back then she said, some people will never know me, but they know you, and you are Mary Kay to them. And so, you know, we want to take it seriously as sales directors, and we want to look for leaders who would like to join us, because we would love to have you guys join us. Y'all may not know this, but we have a little Boss Babe Boxer group just for directors. Yeah, and so we have a good time on there. We love each other, not just for business purposes, but support and other different things. And it's just a really neat group of women, and we would love to add new people to it. So we would love for any of you beauty consultants that would want to be DIQs. This is a good time to do it. So I'm going to go back to my little screen share. Okay, and then we're going to go over the DIQ program, just so you understand how to do it. You know, just like we've talked about, if you don't have any clue, you'll never get there, right? But if you realize, and the reason why I thought this might be important, because do y'all know there are some women that come in Mary Kay and they scoot through everything I've already talked about, and they do this one their very first month in Mary Kay. It happens, you guys. And so I've seen it happen in my own unit. And so I want to, and sometimes it happens in the first month, some in 2 or 3 months, and some, you know, maybe a few years before you decide you want to do this. And some, this may not be for you, but did you know you may recruit someone? Let's say you never have a desire to be a director. You're fine. You just like selling the product. And, you know, if you find someone who wants to sign up, fine, you'll sign them up. But, you know, you just want to be a great beauty consultant, and that is perfectly fine. But you may sign up someone who has a vision of becoming a sales director. And if you did, wouldn't you like to have a little information of what they need to do? First of all, you say, let me give you my director's name, because she's done it. But the second thing is you want to have a little clue, right, too, because she does look up to you. So a DIQ, the biggest thing you want to know is that you have to be active, okay? You have to, and this is the month prior to submitting to go to DIQ, okay? So you have to be active. You have to have 10 active personal team members on your team, 10 active. And then you have to submit a DIQ commitment form. And that is, you have to submit it on the 1st through the 3rd of the following month. Let's say you have 10 by the end of July, and you want to go into DIQ in August. So you will go, there's a place on the In Touch that has that you're eligible to submit a DIQ commitment form, and you have to do it between the 1st and the 3rd to go into director qualification. If you forget, you are not in qualification just because you have 10 active beauty consultants. So that's important to remember. It's not an automatic, because believe it or not, everybody that has 10 active does not want to go into DIQ. Some don't. They just want to, you know, have a great team. Maybe just have a team and win a car like we talked about last month. And so, but once you do have that, then here's how it works. This is how you qualify. You can do it in 1, 2, or 3 months. And it's when you and your team have $13,500 in unit wholesale. You have a minimum of $4,000 that you have to do each month. So even if you've already met the $13,500, so let's say For example, let's say the first month you do 10,000, you and your unit. And then the next month you have 3,500 in. Well, you've got your wholesale for the unit, right? But still that month you have to at least do at least a 4,000. So that, you guys just know that we won't let you miss that. Like, we will help you keep up with that, but just so you'll know what it is. The DIQ's unit members have to contribute at least 10,500 toward that 13,500, and you as the DIQ can contribute up to 3,000 toward the 13,500. Who counts? Well, you have to have 24 active team members. You count as one of those, and you also, let me see if I highlighted there. I don't think I did, but it also counts your personal team members and your team members. So that's that second tier. And so let's say right now you have a girl on your team and she has 3 recruits. Like, you recruited her and she's in her red jacket. When you go into DIQ at any time, she and her 3 recruits go with you. So that's why, like, at the very beginning, you want to encourage your team members to sign people up, because when they do, should you ever decide to go into DIQ, you get to keep all of them. They all go into your unit. Now, 10 have to be yours, but the rest of them could actually be recruits, or team members, okay? So a couple of things: you have to be in good standing with the company. Like, you can't have, a bunch of things that you've done like illegal with Mary Kay. You have to be active. You have to have 10. The spouse does not count for you, or a spouse of a beauty consultant doesn't count for you. Or if someone is already in DIQ, let's say one of your team members is already in DIQ, she doesn't count. Or if she's the sales director. For example, Sandra Bowes, let me say Sandra Bowes, she's my recruiter. So I am her recruit, or her team member, but I'm a sales director. So if she went into director qualification, she can't count me because I'm already a director, and she can't count my team because I'm already a director. So, okay. So basically that's it. There are a couple of reminders here that you just basically have to do your business legit. You can't be buying your new recruits kits. You can't be doing their orders for them. You can't have them sent to you and then pay you later. It needs to be on the up and up. All right. So just do things right. And once you finish those qualifications, you are a independent sales director. And women have done this in 1 month. They've come in, they have their 10, and then they get the rest of the 24, and they get their 13,500 in. They do it in 1 month, but you can take up to 3 to do it. All right. So literally all of you on here, anybody on here that's not a director, you could get your 10 this month in July. You could submit August 1st, and you could finish September 1st, October 1st, or November 1st. So, I mean, all of you could do this before Christmas. You could be a sales director before Christmas and go to leadership conference with us in San Antonio in January, pending the United States of America is open then. That's the goal, right? Okay, once you're a sales director, I want the consultants to kind of think, well, what's the big deal about being a sales director? Well, I'm going to show you how much more money you make. So first of all, you get everything you were getting as a consultant. You get the 50%, you get either 4, 9, or 13% on your team. And then you also get commission on your whole unit. So you get it on your team, but then they take your whole unit, which your unit wholesale is your own order. So I get paid off my own order. Loree gets paid off her order. So if Loree does a $1,000 order herself, she is in her own unit, then she's going to get a 9 to 23% commission on that $1,000 order. So she could potentially get $230 on that $1,000 order. That's pretty good, you guys, right? I mean, you get money on your own order. So we actually make more than 50%, So how that works is if your unit does less than 4,500, you get a 9% commission check. If they do 4,500 to 54.99.99, you get a 13% check. If you do 5,500 or more in your whole unit, you get 23% on your whole unit, which is fantastic. Okay, then you're eligible for, remember that cash bonus for the Great Start Qualified, a $400 cash bonus, and then $100 for every Great Start Qualified over 4 up to 10. You get that. You also get the team building cash bonus, which we've talked about, $100 cash bonus as a director instead of 50. You get, look at this. If you're a director and you offspring a new director, you get a one-time $1,000 bonus. So if Heather Fish, hey Heather, if you're on here and you debut as a sales director, you're going to get all this great stuff. And then they're going to go, thank you, Laree Barfield. Here's $1,000. Yay. And she's going to get $1,000 bonus. And so that's pretty awesome. But you, as a new director, you have 3 chances to get $1,000 bonus in your first year. One is when you do On the Move. The second is Fabulous 50s. And the third is Honor Society. And we won't go over all of that, the details on that, but you can look those up. So there's 3 different bonuses that you can do as a new sales director. And you want to do them all. So you get $3,000, which is pretty amazing. Okay, what else you get is there is a star consultant bonus. So, you know, as a sales director, if you have at least 5 star consultants in your unit, you get a $300 bonus. And then if you have 6 or more, you get an extra $50 for all the rest of your star consultants. So let's say you had 15 star consultants, then you would have an $800 bonus, etc. Okay, so you get money for star consultants in your unit because you are the leader and they're going to pay you for helping your people get to star. In the case of you offering somebody that, in the quarter, you get to count the star consultants and the new senior director gets to count. I mean, the new senior director and the new director get to count them. They count for both units. When you win a Cadillac, we want you to have gas money. So you get a $1,000 bonus every time you earn a new pink Cadillac. That is awesome. So think about me, and I have earned 12, 13 Cadillacs. So every time I get a new Cadillac, I get a $1,000 bonus. So that's pretty awesome. Like, I forget about that bonus. I know you say, how can you forget about a bonus? But you do. And then that next month, you're like, whoa, I forgot about that $1,000 bonus. Also, the unit circle. If you achieve a higher unit circle than you did the year before. So like, let's say all the directors that are new, or maybe you didn't do a unit circle this year. You didn't do, it's 300,000 for your unit. If this year you do at least 300,000, then you get a $1,000 bonus. Or if you up it, so like, look, for me this year, we did 550. So if I do at least 600, then I'll get a $1,000 bonus. So that's a nice little bonus that you get in your July check for your year before. Then there's a wellness bonus. And, you know, because some people have asked me, they go, well, Cleta, you know, I get insurance with my company, so I need to keep my insurance. Well, there is a wellness bonus, and that, you know, they kind of did it to contribute to pay for physical wellness, anything for like insurance, but honestly, it just goes in your checks. You can use it on whatever you want to, but that's the whole idea of it, is a wellness bonus. And so you get, if your unit does 60,000 to 124,999.99 cents, you get an $800 bonus. 125,000 up to 176,999.99, you get a $1,300 one. And then anybody that does 187 or more gets a $2,000 wellness bonus, and that's paid every January for you. And so that's kind of nice. So no, you know, Mary Kay does not pay for your insurance, but you could take that money and go towards an insurance plan for yourself. So I wanted to show you that. Okay, so for the rewards for a sales director, okay, you get the star consultant, you get the year-long prizes, you know, I get the little earrings just like you do. You get to earn the use of a sales director car. So you get to earn the use of the Premier cars, which we talked about last week, the Equinox, the Equinox, which is Premier Plus, the Traverse, or the Colorado truck, or a Camaro, or the pink Cadillac. Or you can take the money, okay? So you have to be a director to win the director cars. You can be in the Director's Queen's Court of Sales. And of course, the consultant and the National Queen's Court of Sherry as well. The Circle of Achievement, the Circle of Excellence. You get to wear the sales director suit. You get to have opportunity to win a top sales director trip. You get to attend leadership conference in January. You have the opportunity to recruit in international markets. You get a buzz kit every quarter. When the new products come out, I have mine on the table right here. I wish I could show it to you. all the new stuff is in here. We can't show you till August the 1st, but let's just say I've already opened all the boxes and I've already used them. You get the Applause magazine, you get to wear the sales director pin and the enhancer. All right, so that's a lot more money and a lot more bonuses that you can earn every month. Would y'all not agree as a consultant? I mean, okay, so then as a senior consultant, you get everything we just talked about, but when you debut a new director, when you have one or two, you also, and by the way, that also includes if you, let's say you start recruiting in Canada, you're working in Canada, and then you develop a sales director in Canada, that counts for your career path to move you up to senior or executive senior or whatever. But to maintain that, you and your team have to do at least 4,500 more in wholesale production. You have to have one or two active first line. That's to be a senior. And then the difference is you get a commission on your team. Let's go down over here. So you get everything that the director gets. We're not going to repeat all that, but you get 5% commission on your offspring, what their unit orders every month. 5% commission if you do at least 4,500. And if you don't, for any reason, and they actually waive that the first 3 months, give you a chance to build a little bit. And so you get 5% commission on your first two offspring sales directors. All right. Everything else is the same. All right. Then, and you get to wear the senior director pin. Then there's future executive. And so you see how like with a consultant, like your first one, you're a senior. The second one, you are a star team builder. And then for like the same with here. With the first one, you're a senior. When you have 3 or 4 directors under you, you are a future executive senior director. That's what I am right now. We have 4. And so I get everything that a senior director gets. The only difference is that I make more on my offspring. So I make 6% commission on Laree, Selah, Janet, and Lindy. I love them so much, but I would rather make 7%, but I make 6% off their unit. Okay. And then of course I can wear the future executive senior sales director pin and have different blouses with my career apparel and things like that. Then there's the executive senior sales director. That's where you have 5 to 7 offspring. And then your commission goes up to 7%. And at this point, if you have any second line offspring, let's say Heather Fish becomes Heather. She's just the one I see right there. Let's say she becomes a sales director. That makes Laree a senior sales director. Then Heather would be my second line offspring. And so as an executive senior sales director, I get 1% of what Heather's unit does, which would be pretty awesome, right? Okay. And then I get to wear the executive. In fact, there's a lot of cool things for executives. They actually have some different, it's called an executive, I can't remember the name of it anymore, but it's like a retreat for executive sales directors and above. I've been to a couple of them. They're fantastic. And you just learn so much and they really help you learn the business and learn more about leading others. And you get to wear the executive sales director pin. And then there's the elite executive senior sales director. This is 8 or more. Just like the elite team leader, this is the elite senior sales director. Since you have 8 or more offspring, and at this level, you get 7% commission on your offspring's unit wholesale, and you get 2% on your second line. So the raise is at the 2% at this point. Okay. And you get the elite executive senior sales director pin, and you always get a gift. The executives in hire get a gift at every career conference, every leadership, you get to go on stage. It's a big fat deal. And then there's national. Okay. So, I know y'all go like, whoa, Cleta, this is a lot of information. Okay. So national sales director is my goal. And a lot of you on here, that's your goal. I've heard you say like, I really would love to be a national. It's okay to go ahead and think about that because there's people that have actually completed national sales director within 3 years. And so, some take a little bit longer, but anytime you get ready to do this, you can. And if that is your long-term goal, believe me, I've been thinking about this for years. And so it's good to know a little bit about why you would want to do this and what are the qualifications. These have changed just a little bit. And so some might surprise you. The first one is the qualifications is that you have to demonstrate strength in operating an independent business and in encouraging others to build their business. So you have to be an encourager and you have to show that you're strong, a strong leader. You have to have at least 24 in your own unit. You have to have 20 offspring directors in one of the following configurations. So you have to have either 12 first line directors, either directors from your unit, 3 who are senior directors, and 8 second line directors. So like Laree is the first line director, Heather Fish would be a second line director. All right. Or you could have 11 first line, 3 who are seniors, and 9 second line. Or you could have 10 first line sales directors, 3 who are seniors, and 10 second line. So however it works out, you know, that's how you will do it. Each of the qualifying units, so let's say Laree's one of mine, but she has to have at least 24 unit members, okay? And 7 or more of my 20 sales directors have to be in the Premier Club or the Cadillac. 7 or more, because they want some strength in your national area. So that's a, you know, you think a lot of times directors say, what can I do to help you? Well, like for me, for my offspring, what they could do to help me. Number 1, have 24 or more unit members. Number 2, get in the Premier Club car or Cadillac. And number 3, get an offspring. That would be how they could help, right? Because if they were one of my 3 seniors, that would be like, check, okay, I got her done. And you also have to be a Cadillac career car qualifier as a national sales directors. And then the second thing that you have to do, and I think this is something for even consultants to know, is you have to demonstrate the golden rule proficiency, where you're in compliance with the agreements. You said demonstrate understanding and be in compliance with Mary Kay's business model, correctly communicate the same to others in your unit and your future national area, and demonstrate integrity. This is a qualification all on its own. So let's say I have everything else, but my integrity is a little bit shady. You know, I go take other people's recruits. I tell people to do things that are a little bit illegal with Mary Kay. Maybe I hope I don't get caught. You know, like if that stuff is happening, you cannot be appointed to be a Mary Kay independent national sales director. You can't. They look at this through your whole Mary Kay career. So y'all watch your P's and Q's. I mean, it's nothing to be worried about, but do things the right way, the Mary Kay way. Number 3, you have to demonstrate interest in educational events. You have to participate in events designed for executive senior sales directors. So if you like, you know, I told you I'd been to 2, they want you to go to those. Like they don't want a national coming in who won't participate. Like she don't go to seminars, don't go to leadership. You have to go to those things for obvious reasons, because you're a leader in the company. And then number 4 is you have to be eligible to participate in the family. To be able to participate in the family security program, you have to debut before your 60th birthday. There's group 3 of the family security program, or before your 65th birthday in order to participate in group 4 of the family security program, which this is your retirement. All right. And it says in the process, a sales director has at least 8 first line and 6 second line, can contact Mary Kay Salesforce. So this is what you have to do first. You can't just get 20 and call them and go, all right, I'm a national. No, that's not the way it works. Just like a director in qualification has to submit a form, a director also has to submit a form. And so when you have 8 first line and 6 second line, you call the company and say, I want to become a national. They look at all your stuff and you have to sign a letter of intent no later than 6 months prior to when you want to debut. Okay. And then they will evaluate it and see if you have the golden rule proficiency, see if you have attended educational events, and they can let you know if you qualify to become a national, because it is an appointed position. And then to retain it, then it says you have to have $100,000 in commissions during the prior seminar year. And then they give you a couple of years to get that going and maintain your 20 directors. Okay. And then compensation. And so I know we're almost running out of time, so I'll just kind of go over this as quickly as I can. But basically, you get the 4, just like I was telling you, like consultants, you get 50% commission, you get 4, 9, or 13% on your own personal team members. You still get that. Your personal unit, you still get 13%. Okay. And then as a national, you get a 10% commission on your personal unit in addition, okay, to the 13% commission on the unit's wholesale. So that's good. So it's basically 23%. And then you get for your first line, remember we got 7% as an elite executive, you get 9%. So you get better commission. You get 4% on your second line, 2% on your third line. And then there's bonuses. And this is a big fat bonus. Get this. So when you debut a new sales director and you're a national, instead of getting $1,000 bonus, you get a $5,000 bonus. And every single month on the debut anniversary, I mean, every single year on the month that she debuted, if she's still a director, you get a $1,000 bonus. So if you're a national director and you finish your qualifications and someone debuts as a director, every single year on the debut month, you get a $1,000 bonus. Like, hey, thanks, she's still a director, here's $1,000. Isn't that awesome? So, I mean, like, and at $5,000 as a bonus, and then $1,000 every year on their anniversary. That's pretty big. And then they have a development bonus, and they give you every single quarter, they look and see what that you have in your unit. And for every senior director in your unit, you get a $200 bonus. For every future executive, you get a $300 bonus. For every executive, you get a $500 bonus. For every elite, you get an $800 bonus. And for each $800 for each national sales director personal unit, because you may have a national under you and not, so, and then you would be a senior national. You also get a 2% commission on the top 10 of your fourth line and beyond. So let's say you have other lines, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 10th, whatever. They take your top 10 units and you get 2% of that. And then they have a grand 5 bonus where you get $1,000. They love giving $1,000 bonuses. And it's with anybody in your area gets a new Cadillac, you get a bonus. So she gets $1,000 and you get $1,000. Anytime someone in your area gets a higher unit circle, you get a $1,000 bonus too. Anybody in your area that does On the Move, she gets $1,000, you get $1,000. Anybody that does Fabulous 50s, she gets $1,000, you get $1,000. Anybody does Honor Society, she gets $1,000, you get $1,000. And then there's a motivation account. I like that. And this is when you your number of fourth line, if you have fourth line and beyond, like you have 1 to 20, you get a $1,200 bonus every year. If you have 21 to 50, you get a $2,400 bonus, 51 to 100. And you think, how do people have that? They do. Think about Lori Mayfield Banks. Think about how many people she has. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, probably 20th. $12,000 bonus to defray some of your costs, which is pretty amazing. Of course, you get the national director suit, you get the national news note, you get a diamond bracelet, you get an invitation to an annual luxury trip for you and a guest. You don't have to earn it, you just get it. You get the use of a Cadillac, and it's that like the Escalade, like the Big Daddy ones, okay? Or $1,400 a month, you don't have to earn it, you just get it. You get the Family Security Program, you get the Great Futures Program. I'm not sure what that is. I'd find that out about that later. As a senior national, and you have at least one national, the biggest thing on that was exciting that I read is, oh, actually, I've already told you about that. You get you get a $5,000 bonus. All right, first line officer NSD bonus. Hang on just a minute. Here it is. Get this. Okay, so if you're a national, let's say I'm a national and Loree becomes a national. Loree, are you excited I just moved you up to a national? Then I, as your senior national, I deserve it. I get a $10,000 bonus. And every single year on the debut that she became a national, I get a $10,000 bonus. So a $10,000 bonus when she becomes a national, and every year on your debut month, I get another $10,000 bonus. So it's like, thank you, Mary Kay, for giving me, Mary Kay says, thank you, Cleta, for giving us a national. Oh, you know that national you gave us last year out of your team? Let's give you another $10,000 bonus and thank you on that. So, I mean, that is some big girl money. I think about people like Lori Mayfield Banks and some of these, let's say, you have 5 nationals under you. Okay, because some of these do. And then they, like on their anniversary, I mean, they're going to get, that's $50,000 bonus they're going to get every single year until they retire or you retire. Man. Okay, so that's pretty awesome. And then there's executive national with 3 or more. There's elite national, and that's when you have 5 or more. And let's see. At that level, you actually get paid 2% on the fourth line units, which is good. And then the last thing, it says just special consideration. I just want to read this to you, and we'll just end with this. And this, some of the directors may think this is interesting. When a national retires, debuts as a National Sales Director Emeritus. The independent beauty consultants in her unit are dispersed among her first line units. So let's say I'm a national and then I retire and Lorraine's my first line. And so my people would go to one of my first line directors. They're diverse among them. Okay. And they actually get to pick who they want to get under, I believe. I don't think it's the first one, doesn't really say that on here. But anyway, they don't move up to, like, if I had a senior, they don't move up, they move down to one of my first line. And at any time as a national, if you want to disperse your beauty consultants into a first line unit that you have, you can at any time. So let's say I'm 64, I'm going to retire next year. And honestly, I just don't want to work my business anymore except for to collect money. And I say, let me just take all my unit members and put them in Lorraine's unit. Now, when does this happen? I'm going to tell you when. It's when that woman has maybe a daughter that's a director of Mary Kay or a granddaughter. And she's like, look, I'm going to give them to you. You work it. I'm fixing to retire. And I'm just going to work with my directors. Okay, so that happens sometimes. So anyway, y'all may not have known that. And then the rest of this advanced brochure is about the cars, which I am not going to go over today because I know this was a lot of information. And some of you that took a nap, it's okay, because I know that some people like stuff like this is like way too much. But I will tell you that I learned a couple things when I was reading it, and it did make me more motivated to move up to the next level. I'm not going to lie. So I would love for you to I would love for you that, let's just start with our sales directors, but just something that you may have learned or something that motivated you from what we just talked about. Okay, so Lorraine, since I've been picking on you all night, let's just let you go first.
Well, one of the things that I did not know is that bonus that you got at the anniversary date of the offspring. I knew that when you offspring a sales director, you got that bigger bonus, but that's awesome. And I can't wait for you to get all those bonuses from when I offspring as a national under you. So
Yeah.
I think
Thank you, Lorraine.
Is a great title for you. So I'm a numbers person and I love all this stuff. It does get a little monotonous for people that are not numbers people, but it really is. What I love about Mary Kay's structure is that it is there for everyone, and that you don't have to wait for someone to retire or wait for a position to open up or wait for an interview or whatever, that it is solely in each of our control as far as how much work we want to do. We don't have control over their yes or their no, but we do have control over how many people we ask. And Heather and I just this afternoon we did a recruiting call for her, and we've got some more people to call. And I'm so glad she was on the call tonight because we've been texting back and forth a little bit. And I'm like, okay, Lita said it now. So she's gonna be my first offspring, and we're just gonna get this thing done.
Yeah. And you know what? Maybe you guys later, if you want to share the video with someone, just say, hey, just watch the first 15 minutes. It goes over how to be a red jacket. Then they can just turn it off. And then, or if you're already a director, say, just skip those first 30 minutes and go to the rest of them. But anyway, hey, at least we'll have it now. And once I share it, then you can use it as you want to for people that would like a little more the detailed people in our area, right? Okay. Let's see. Latrice, you're up next. How about you? You want to make any comments? You have to unmute. Yeah.
Hello. Anyway, I am a numbers person and I love listening and hearing all these numbers. And honestly, yes, it is a lot. It's overwhelming. But the defining moment when I made the decision to earn my car and become a sales director is when I sat down and looked at all of this. You have to know where you're going, And then my favorite part of it, I love you, Cleta, but I love seeing and hearing Mary Kay Ash. Oh my gosh. I was just like, I didn't even know that video was on there. So anyway, thank you. Thank you. I think a lot of people are going to love hearing that.
Yeah. And you know what? I didn't know it was on there either. I was looking for it. I was looking for just the DIQ just to make sure it was still 10, because there was one little error in that advanced magazine. Of course, I would find it. And it really is under the elite. I need to call Mary Kay. I hate to be the proofreader for Mary Kay corporate, but under elite team leader, it says eligible to go into DIQ qualification. And I'm like, that's not right anymore because it's 10. It used to be 8, remember? But anyway, I just wanted to check myself. And so I went to the commitment form to see it, and I saw that cute video. So I'm glad. I love that video
I
too.
love it.
And it just makes you
Thank
proud
you.
to be a sales director, doesn't it?
It does.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay, Connie.
Well, as always, Cleta, you're very full of information. And I actually have never sat down and read the whole thing. So it was good to hear it all really and truly, because it does arm us a little bit better. And I love the fact that that video is available. I think that's a great thing that we can show everyone. And I know I have a couple of people who are watching on YouTube, and a couple of adoptees that are on. So I'm really glad that you're doing this, because I do have a lot of new people in my unit right now. And so I think it does help them to see why you do the things you do. You know, being a beauty consultant is a lot of fun, and you can just kind of hang out there for a while, but oh my goodness, why not bump up a little bit and earn all the extra income you can earn? It's great.
Exactly.
So thank you. That's all.
Thank you. And the good thing is, y'all can refer back to the advanced brochure, And so I knew it was going to be a tad monotonous, but hey, we did it. We made it through. Okay, Rosie. Thank you, Connie.
Okay, there are a lot of things about nationals I did not know. I mean, I really have never read that before. So that was really intriguing to me. And I just want to say, as someone who is not a numbers person, don't be afraid that you have to know all the numbers, because your sales director will keep you in line. Trust me on this. So when I was in DIQ, I was also earning my car, and the qualifications are just a little bit different, and only your team members' personals count for car. And I was just confused at times, and Jana really kept me straight. So I think it's really good to know all the benefits that are out there, but don't think you have to know everything, because that's what your director is there to help you do. So thank you.
Exactly. And you know what? I'm not going to memorize all those percentages, but now I know where they are, and I read them, and I know it's more than what I'm making right now. So I'm motivated. Half the time, if you'd ask me, what do you make on your offspring? I'd have to sit there and think, because they do change it every now and then. But I always would love an increase, right? So thank you, Rosie. Okay, Jana.
Okay, so yes, they do change it every once in a while. And I have 2 offspring sales directors. And guess what? I didn't know that I was making 5% commission. I'm like, woohoo! Or I just forgot that they had it increased. And I'm like, thank you, Mary Kay. Woohoo! So thank you so much for sharing everything, Cleta. It was all so good. And you guys, when you're in a corporate America, when you get a promotion, somebody's in the other room sucking their thumb thinking, why didn't I get that? But when you're in Mary Kay and you get a promotion, what happens is somebody else, just because you made a decision to go for it and be that woman of amazingness and honor, somebody else gets a promotion. And so I love that. So many people you're lighting other people on fire. You're inspiring, you're exciting. And you know what? You can't stand close to a fire without getting hot. Mm-hmm. And so that's what happens. So when you make a decision to get hot, you're going to heat up your whole unit. You're going to heat up your director. You're going to heat up your future national area. So will you make a decision to heat it up, to get hot and make some awesome stuff happen? So I just say, who's going to get in red? Who's going to go get in that sales director suit? And who's going national? Let's do this.
Come on, Jana.
That's right.
Let's be sister nationals together, right?
I'm in. I'm ready.
Yes. Okay, let me see if we have any other sales directors that have stayed on here. I don't see any. If you are, I think I got them all, unless you're hidden. If your name's not on there, just unmute yourself and say something so I know you're here. Okay, I don't see anybody else. Okay, so consultants, hey, you guys, thank you so much. I see a lot of great chat on here from Shug, from Jen, from Shannon. Thank you very much. From Heather. How can your husband top an anniversary gift like that? That's right, And yeah, everybody, I love it. Thank you so much. And yeah, these earrings are pretty amazing. They really do They just sparkle, don't they? You guys got to have them. Don't forget to get your sparkle earrings for this month with the 600. So thank y'all for hanging in there with me tonight. We'll be much more motivational and inspirational next week, but we just had to throw out some facts tonight. So thank y'all for joining me. You guys have a great week this week, and let's really make it count. Thanks, everybody. And thanks for all our YouTubers for chiming in. I would love to see all your comments on there. And really, it does me good to know that we have different avenues that you can watch this if you choose to. So thank y'all for joining us on live stream.